Good evening. Welcome to the Power Hour. I, of course, am Steve, and joined, of course, every week by the urban sensation C Red, the icon, the legend. You know all of that. Rian, not Rihanna. It's a Fleetwood Mac song apparently. Rian is on assignment in Hobart, Indiana this evening, and may join us later, maybe not join us later, but we will talk about him nonetheless. Obviously, of course, making her way back to the program is our lovely co-host, Cactus Rack. Cactus, we're sorry we missed you last week. You look like you're feeling worlds better, and you better be feeling better because you got to kick somebody's ass at the roller derby this Saturday.
Yes, that is true. And more importantly than myself feeling better, it turned out that Hazel did not have appendicitis. Well, she just kicks too hard in Taekwondo and tore a little baby muscle. So
there's a fine line between baby muscle and appendicitis, and apparently we now know what that is.
Yeah. Do you guys want to see my bruise from this weekend, though?
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty impressive right there. That's a spoiler for what's going to happen this Saturday in Homewood, but we'll get to roller derby madness in just a little bit. We, of course, want to welcome in our featured performer this evening, a person that is no stranger to these shows, the one, the only, the angel. 1/3 of Evil Gainsnievel, the goddess of games herself. She is minus the evil genius, at least temporarily, but we are always fortunate to have this young lady on our program. Angel, welcome.
Thanks, Steve. Hey, Red.
Hey, what's going on?
Living that dream.
Now, Red, you obviously have known Angel a lot longer than I have. My entire existence in wrestling, Angel has been there for me. But I want to know what you thought about her back in the day, you know, when you were Superman and she was Wonder Woman and everything was the Justice League at various promotions.
Angel was always cool as shit.
Exactly.
I mean, you know what? She's the type of woman. She didn't, get bothered in political bullshit.
He's, of course, Republican.
No, I'm just talking about backstage politics.
Oh, that kind of politics. I thought we were
stupid kind.
Talking about Biden or something.
Right. Like I'll never forget the night I broke my arm and didn't realize, fractured it, broke, same thing, shit, and didn't realize it. And, she came to my aid and she was like, Red, here's some ice, but let me look. And she did all this little funny stuff with my hand. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I didn't know it was broke. I was just like, oh. So she was like, okay, I don't think it's broke. I just think it's badly sprained. So I went off of what she said. Like, okay, I'm going to take her word for it. Only to go to work 2 days later. And as soon as the school nurse looked at because I was going to get ice pack and just put on it and push through the day. And she looked, either you going to go tell your boss or I'm going to go tell your boss, you need to take your ass to the emergency room. That shit's broke. And I was like, no, it can't be broke. It can't be broke.
Lie.
Well, my thing was I've never had a tables match. So I was set up to work at PRW and defend my title and in a tables match. And I was like really looking forward to it until the guy came in and he was like, that's broke. He was like, so we're going to put a soft cast so you can get a hard cast. And I was like, what? No. Like she lied.
I was gonna let you wrestle the table match and just blame it on that.
Hey, if I could have still wrestled with the cast, I would have. I would have done it. So, but Angel has always, let's cut the bullshit and storylines and all this other shit.
Are you getting ready to give the flowers early? Are you going early with the flowers?
You asked the damn
I did ask, it's true, but
so,
I don't think we've ever gone to maybe it's because you're still on 6:30 time. Because you're right in the pocket time wise.
Anyway. Steve, people like me. Get over it.
That's fair. That's fair. Most everybody likes you.
I can honestly say that Angel and Aaron are two of the most genuine people I know in this business.
Thanks, Red.
If I'm going through some shit, you know, they reach out, you know, they've seen me at my my lowest, and they don't even know. So here's a little tidbit, and this is on some serious shit. I was contemplating suicide, and I did a show, and they were on it, and they both could tell that I was off. I was not my same self in the locker room. And Angel and Aaron like put their arms around me, and they didn't even realize at that time what that meant. Because to feel like you're all alone and you have nobody, and two people, yeah, you've known them for years, but in the back of your head, you're really saying nobody gives a fuck about you. And they reached out and they just hugged me, and they didn't realize that with that hug, that gave me, because honestly, I was going to drive off the road that night. That was my plan.
Oh, dear Lord, Red, I'm glad I gave you a hug.
And like, I didn't give a fuck. Like, whatever happened, happened. And, you know, it was because of that. And then them just joking around and being themselves. And it kind of made me question, like, if I do that, I'm leaving this behind. And not so much as I'm leaving the pain, but I'm leaving the good times that I do share with people like Angel and Aaron, you know, that are genuine and special. So thank you.
You're welcome. Right. So you got to tell people more of these stories, because everybody thinks Aaron and I are just the meanest two people in the world. Like, they're like, you guys are such assholes. And then we talk to you and you're actually a good time. And I'm like, well, who the hell told you I was an asshole? I got some ideas, but
I do too, but you know,
that's fair. That's fair. That's an
Steve.
I think three of us can come up with the same.
Come on.
I can name two.
I can name a few more than two.
I can name one, but never mind.
We don't need to name names. We're not doing that here.
I know, and it wasn't as much fun once I wasn't there.
It's fair. It's all of it's fair. All of it's fair in Love and War. It's an interesting story. It's heartbreaking and heartwarming simultaneously. But I think the thing that's very interesting about that story that he just told, you probably, Angel, weren't even aware of what was going through his mind when you guys were, having fun like you always do. Backstage, it's always fun when the Genius and the Angel are around. That's everybody will tell you that. But the point is, you never know, by just being kind and being nice to a human being that is at a weird point, you don't know what it can do. And maybe some simple kindness saved the life of Red that night, and here we are today celebrating. But we wouldn't be if you guys weren't awesome in the locker room and helped him out that night. It's a crazy magical chemistry that flies through the air. And even at the shittiest times, when we're at our worst, somehow you still manage to bring out the best in people. And I think that's the funky thing about wrestling that is lost in the translation as the relationships develop. So that's a great story. And I'm very happy you did the roses right off the bat, because that's a feel-good story. And we're all glad you're still alive, Red.
Yes, we are.
Well, I'm glad, but
Red, I would have shaken the shit out of you in that casket. I'm just gonna tell you now.
She'd knock the fucking thing over, man. That thing was over on its side. Mama Red's like, why'd you knock over the cat? I mean, it would have been a thing, but a whole thing on the news.
But you know what? Somebody else made a post today, and they talked about just being in this business has taught them a lot, and they went on to expound.
I saw that post.
And I couldn't agree with it more. First of all, it's hard for me to see color. And I'm just being honest. And I'm not trying to political or whatever. I just can't see color. I don't see a white guy named Steve. I just see Steve.
That's a good thing because this show would have been canceled a year and a half ago.
I'm just saying, I don't see two white women,
my Caucasian
Cactus Rack and Angel. I just see Angel and Rack. That's it. Like I see women and I see men, and I judge you on what you do, how you treat me. If you treat me like shit, I'll treat you like shit.
That's fair. Yeah, I've seen that happen.
But if you treat me with the respect that I want, that I'm going to give you, then I'm gonna do that. Period. I don't care about your race, your creed, your sexuality. I don't give a damn about none of that. Now there's one person about their sexuality, and that was just because they was just annoying with that shit. And then they wanted to get in the ring and can't work a fucking lick, and I had to beat his ass. But that's another story. I'm sorry.
Has anybody on this call?
Okay, well, can you DM me with that story? Because I'm nosy.
Oh, I'll tell you that story. Well, I won't tell you.
You'll hear it off camera.
I tell you.
Yeah. That's why I said DM me the story.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here and I'm watching Rion. He's either driving with his camera up or he's being wheeled somewhere long distance on a gurney. I'm just not exactly sure. Given that vantage point, it's just up. It's up. He's looking up. Rion, are you there? Can you hear us?
He butt dialed you.
I don't think Rion. Oh, yeah, he can hear us. He's traveling through the world. He might be on his way here from Hobart because he can smell the pancakes that I made, which is,
You made pancakes?
I make Rion a meal every time he comes.
The fuck?
I want pancakes.
Well,
I don't give.
You come.
I live like 10 minutes away from you.
I will too make you food.
I don't even get shit when I see you on Saturdays. What the hell? I got blinded by the glasses. I've been blinded by the shoes.
Hey, those shoes. Everybody likes those shoes. Those shoes are famous.
Anyway, who did you steal those from?
You don't want
Naomi.
Well, I am not feeling the glow with my magic shoes, but we'll talk about that. I'm looking at the screen.
Are you losing your smile?
I might be losing my smile. I might be losing a lot more than that, but that's neither here nor there. On the screen right now are two of the most fierce, powerful women in combat sports today. Both of these people I have been afraid of for many, many moons. And the fact that they're both here on the screen is fantastic. Cactus Rack, I've seen footage of the punishment that she can inflict. And then up close and personal, I have seen the punishment that the Angel can inflict. And my question is to you both. As women performers in combat sports, do you think the industry, whether it be roller derby or wrestling or just anything in general, do you think you have come a long way as you often hear on television? Or do you think that even though they sugarcoat things, the bullshit is still the bullshit? And be honest. I mean, you don't have to say politically correct things. If the shit still stinks, then tell everybody it smells. Because I've been around too many people that like to blah blah blah. Life is great when shit's not great. I've seen instances where it's not as great as maybe it would look outwardly, but you guys are there. What do you think?
I have a lot to say on this. I will let Angel go first.
So let's see, when I started at CSW back, oh God, let me do the math here. I think I started training at 25. So I was already a geriatric technically in the business at 25.
Try starting shit at 43.
Well, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while.
I have no nuts. Do not quote me on that. That came out of my mouth way before I thought it.
Going on Facebook later. Quote of the night. I have no nuts.
Then that didn't happen. Let's move on.
So when I started in the business, everybody magically started retiring. So Melanie Cruz had just, I think, taken a step back, and she was traveling around the Midwest. Stacy Shadows was staying mostly in the Green Bay area, closer to home in Wisconsin. You know, she did a lot of stuff with Bruce City. She did come down to CSW a few times, or she came down at least once. Nikki St. John had just retired. So it was like there were no females. So I only had like a few, very, very few matches. I would say at CSW in my tenure there, I may have only had 5 to 6 matches as a female there. Mostly managing Marco and Hunter and smacking around the Soul Touchers. That was always fun.
No.
And Jazz will tell you about me smacking the shit out of them.
Damn.
So then
back around the Soul Touchers, really?
Oh, we rivaled with the Soul Touchers. It was great. It was funny. I'd yell at Willie all the time.
Oh man, I can't imagine what it's like. You outside the ring managing one team and Red outside the ring. I'd pay for that. I'd pay to see that. Now.
Oh, we probably see it in a few. We probably see it anytime. We've done it 1,000 times. Then they brought in December for me to wrestle she was actually my first match. And she was actually amazed at how safe I was and how she was able to talk to me, and we were able to be cool. And that started my run at PCW because she was able, and they were able to guarantee me monthly work. So that definitely did help me expand out because they had a couple females and I got to do those things. And then slowly, couple things with Melanie Cruz, couple things with Sierra. Love to do more, but I mean, Sierra's everywhere and anywhere now. I still think you're protecting Sky and Shelly from me, and Heather. I mean, I don't.
You overestimate my entire importance at CSW. Listen,
I mean,
CSW,
only people, they might be the only people I have a few inches on.
This is don't go there. That's not, I don't want to hear about the size of your package, young lady. This is CSW, and this is Steve right here. That's where I am in CSW.
Mr. GM, I'm giving the people what they want.
No.
That's all I hear every month when I see your post. I'm giving the people what they want.
I'm the organ. There's an organ grinder, and I'm the dancing. There's an organ grinder. And there are some places that I work where I'm not necessarily the organ grinder. I'm actually taken seriously. But there are places where they spin the wheel and I make the deal.
Mm-hmm.
But that's neither here nor there. Not that I'm bitter. At least. But anyway, it's funny how at CSW, you started there. And then you moved to PCW, which is where I came into the fold. And that's where I met you. And when I met you, you were in a walking boot.
Nope.
And what?
Knee brace.
Knee brace. Yeah, I thought it was a walking boot. God.
Blew my knee out.
That was 8 years ago. That was almost 9 years ago at this point. I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. But I remember it was my first show, and I was a wrestling fan, but I'd never done anything like this before. And they said, we're going to send a couple of people over to you and, talk to them, interview them, pretend you're JR interviewing somebody. So that's what I did. And they gave me the Angel to talk to, and they gave me Tom Heisman to talk to. And there have been many people that have come through my circle during this journey of 9 years, which I thought was going to last 6 minutes. But from then to now, their importance to me then and their importance to me now has never changed. You've always been great. As people in this business can be very fickle, despite the reputation that some may have. You and Tom have always been great to me. And Red gave you the roses earlier. I'm going to give you the roses now. I've always appreciated it. We've been on opposite sides of the coin a number of times. You've wanted to slap me many times. Still haven't slapped me yet. Although I am looking forward.
I am disappointed you let some threesome of weirdos beat you up, and we taught you better than that.
I am going to have my vengeance on the 3 weirdos. They were called the workhouses today online because everything you hear on the internet, everything you read is true. It's true indeed.
Workhouses.
Well, they're the workhorses, but they were called the workhouses.
I will.
I love Barb, but Barb misspoke, as she sometimes does. I mean, it's Amazon. I must admit. I mean, I don't know.
Well, here, Steve, I remember that first interview we did, and Red will appreciate.
Do not remember that first interview.
Yes, I do. No, I do, because I remember, and Red will appreciate this because I know you know PL.
I do. Well, hey, see.
Yeah. We're not friends on this one, but Red, you'll appreciate that. So PL comes up to me talking shit like he's this badass manager, and he's sitting there telling me all of his accolades and how he managed the Road Warriors. And I was like, yes. And if I paid $500, I too could manage the Road Warriors.
That's not a true story.
It is a true story, because in that moment, he was someplace he should not have been, and ended up messing up some shit during the match.
Angel, you are a tough customer. That is true. But you've been a joy for 8 going on 9 years, and I'll always be grateful. Cactus Rack, you said you had an opinion on women in combat sports and otherwise. I would be very interested to hear what you have to say. And I'm going to be silent because I don't want to cut you off. I'm learning from you.
I don't believe that. Okay. I can't wait to see you wrangle that key back in. So, I've been in roller derby for 7 years. I started playing when I was 28 years old. And something that I learned early on with it is that nobody takes roller derby seriously. Nobody considers it a sport. Nobody considers the women who do it athletes. It's, to this day, people see it as, oh, it's just a bunch of women in fishnets, which it's true. It is a lot of women in fishnets just having fun. And it is a brutal sport. I have the injuries to prove it. I love it. It's the most rewarding thing I've ever experienced, but it is like enraging on another level to know that no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you do, no one sees you as an athlete. I dated a wrestler a few years ago who like cracked a joke to me about how something, so I don't forget exactly, he was like, yeah, I thought girls like you were athletes, but I guess not, huh? And it's like, I am conditioned to go 2 hours nonstop, but I'm not an athlete. Okay. But it comes from inside the house too. So Chicago Knockouts is more theatrical. It's definitely more of a sports entertainment vibe, but you have, all the Wiftedel leagues who don't take us seriously, think we're taking roller derby backwards, think we're anti-feminist. And it's just we're having a good time doing what we love. You know what I mean? We're still athletes. We're still just as strong as everybody else. We're still just as tough as everybody else. And, I love it. I just want to see it taken more seriously.
That is, there's no reason not to. I mean, if you have to skate for 2 hours in a circle, I mean, there has to be some athletic prowess there. I can roller skate. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but I wouldn't want to do it for 2 hours in a circle. I'll tell you that.
It's not just roller skating. Think about it. They have
in contact. I'm not. Yeah, absolutely.
And you haven't even added the contact.
And
I mean, most people
that bruise on her arm, for Christ's sake.
First of all, you can't even skate. Most people can't even skate straight. So now you want people to skate, turn, hit, all this at the same time.
And you got to throw somebody. You got to like fling the girl ahead of everybody else.
Yes, you do. The whip. Yep.
I had a friend in grade school who, quietest person in the world, ended up doing roller derby. Never would have pictured her doing it.
I was the quietest girl in school too. And I was the quietest girl till I started doing. See, he's going to get the key to open his mouth.
Go ahead, ladies.
I was just saying, she was doing roller derby, and I was like, never saw that in you. You were not like the mean person or the fight with the boys person. You were just got along.
Steve,
I'm calling a timeout.
Why?
Here that he waves Ryan Matthews. I'm just gonna hold Ryan Matthews.
What the fuck is that?
When you see Ryan Matthews' teeth, we're calling a timeout because we have a question.
What's your question?
There was a film directed by Drew Barrymore a few years ago.
Whip It.
I believe it was called Whip It. And
we own that bank track.
Really?
That's our
amazing.
track.
That is amazing. I love that movie. That movie is a joy to watch each and every time you watch it. Do you feel that represents roller derby well, or do you feel that it does not represent it well? I've always been curious.
I'm going to get trash thrown at me in the street for saying this, but I think it very much embodies the true spirit of roller derby.
Fantastic though. It was such a it became like really so I'm not going to go into the whole history of roller derby because I have my own podcast for that, which I'll be producing. You do.
Soon.
You have your own podcast?
I do.
What is the name of said podcast, and how do I just find out about this?
Roller Hocus Pocus.
What is it called?
So Roller Hocus Pocus.
Roller Hocus Pocus. Writing that down.
So you would know about this, Steve, if this wasn't always running.
Exactly. If you paid attention. But it started off, it was, so roller derby's birthday actually just passed. I think it's 87 years old, and it started in Chicago at the Uptown Coliseum. And it was an endurance race, and women took it over. And I mean, in the 20s and 30s and 40s, women being the forefront of a sport, that was unheard of. Women took it over. They blew it up through the 50s, 60s, 70s. It kind of died out in the 80s, but you had people like Joni Weston, Ann Cavello, that just, they were on TV Guide, for God's sakes. That was a big deal back then.
My grandma would watch roller derby and then American Gladiators.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And so when it came back in the early 2000s, it was a group of women in Texas. You can still see that league, the Texas, for some reason, the name is like totally not happening in my brain right now. TXRD is the acronym. They brought it back in the early 2000s, and it was that very much DIY spirit of, you have these pseudonyms and you have these really awesome outfits and you're just all over the place. But then people decided they wanted to be taken seriously. So everything kind of got like stripped down, more sportsman-like, uniforms, being more covered up, which is, if you want to be covered up, that is fine by me. I personally, the more naked I am, the better I skate. And it doesn't make me any less of an athlete. It doesn't. Red, close your eyes. But it doesn't make me any less of an athlete. And so like that spirit is so addicting, that to just go and be who you truly are while beating the shit out of your friends, it's amazing.
That's what wrestling is. I love it.
Yep, exactly. Wrestling was my first love, but roller derby is my true love.
That is an amazing way to describe something. And you know what? It's funny because having seen and called so many of Angel's matches, when she gets that fist ball up and she just cold cocks someone, she gets this look every time. And it's just, it's almost like a comic euphoric look when she's knocking the shit out of somebody. So I know exactly what you're saying right there, because I've seen her do it for 8 years.
Oh, then Steve, you should have been there when I jumped JPH. You should have seen the look.
Oh no, JPH.
I was not. JPH sucks ass.
Fuck him.
I don't like JPH anymore. JPH is a bastard.
JPH
helped me learn how to wrestle.
Aaron Xavier is going to kill that boy at some point.
And he is always welcome to come in the ring with me and have me do it too.
Oh, and Angel might kill him too. Cactus Rack, I love your roller derby stories, and we are going to feature roller derby stories throughout the future as we do this show, because I'm all in for Chicago Knockouts. I'm very excited that it's so close to my house and you guys do so well. And the fact that there are theatrics, I think that's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see it. Angel, you and Aaron and Evil Gainsnievel have gone through quite a journey at SCW. When Aaron came in, he was kind of not well received by the fans in Shabantz because he came in and like he always does, like he often does, he can be a little overbearing and he can be a little Aaron.
No, the people of SCW were upset because the golden child was getting beat up.
That's fair. That's actually correct and fair. And
so,
I will give you that point.
I'm going to be honest. If I'm helping my friend win, I will stab my own mother in the back if it means a win.
She's not telling you a lie. She would stab her mother in the back for a win.
And then afterwards, I'd pull it out. We'd have a beer. Life would be fine.
That is also very accurate. These are all things that are true. Now, months have passed. Evil Gainsnievel went through a CSW tag team championship title run. Then John Hudson left the fold temporarily on assignment, doing other things. And you picked up the mantle and became Aaron Xavier's partner in ring. And you have not shied away from any comers. Well, you got yourselves locked into the POW war. And I don't think that Evil Gainsnievel cares about SCW or POW. They care about Evil Gainsnievel. And POW committed egregious actions against you. Therefore, you have been trying to take your pound of flesh. Do you consider yourselves the carriers of the banner of SCW, or you just don't like anybody that pisses you off?
We just don't like anybody that pisses us off.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. I just want to hear you
say
it.
You came into my building talking about how two geriatrics were the best tag team in the world.
She's not wrong.
You stayed out of our arena, and then you had to open your mouth. You had to open your mouth. You had to get us involved. We were fine. We were fine doing us. We were fine. We didn't care about you guys pissing off Hunter, pissing off Marco, pissing off Sean Mulligan. We didn't give a damn because you weren't invading my space.
I was pissed.
Well, you and Turtle had to go throw your 2 cents in your keyboard warriors.
Hey, we don't mention that name on this show.
Okay, well, you and the devil had to go
about
throw
that one.
You and the devil gotta,
get called a piece of shit again. I am not a piece of shit, by the way.
Somebody's got something to say to you. They can come say it to me because I'm the one that said it. So Travis can come stick his nose in my business then.
Oh, the angel just called out the JFW podcast. That's fantastic.
So anyway, we went out.
Go on there and kick Travis's ass. I think that's what you do.
So let's be honest here. There was me and Aaron, and we came out, defended our titles against 2 geriatrics, a taller geriatric. I'm surprised that man can walk. The Mistress, and I don't know, they're a piece of shit. Commissioner, GM, whatever you want to call him.
Nobody likes Chris Hedford because Chris Hedford is weird. And
I squat him. I can squat him.
Yeah, the Mistress is she's a mighty skeno stick, that's for sure. So
you came in, and then it took 5 people to beat us. 6, because of the asshole had to come down and super kick me in the face.
I remember that. That was not a good moment.
So we had 6. It was a 6-on-2.
It was a 6-on-2. That's actually that is
6-on-2.
Absolutely accurate.
You know what? We lost the belts. It happens. We will be getting those back. Come hell or high water, we bide our time. We will attack when ready. But you made the mistake.
Oh.
Yeah, got us involved, and we're ruthless bastards.
It's fair.
And you super kicked me in the face. Not once, but twice. So don't act all surprised when Aaron warns you and says, we gonna get our hands on you. We just happen to do it on your home turf and in heels.
Oh, it's so good. It's just so good. You are so cocky, but you always back it up, which is amazing.
Is it cocky if you can back it up though?
Kid Rock said that very thing. It ain't cocky if you back that shit up. That's what he said. That was years ago.
And anybody who's known me in the business, I fear nobody. Nobody, man, woman, child, beast, whatever. Bring it.
Here's an Angel story. I watched Angel stare down Awesome Kong. Nobody stares down Awesome Kong.
I got 3 hillbillies that nearly started a fight at SCW with me.
That's fair. That also happened. That was great too. The fans were very angry.
Yeah, I mean, you almost had to step in there just for security reasons.
It was we have the fans at SCW take matters in their own hands.
I'm pretty sure before our transition happened, when you had to get us involved, I would bet my last dollar we were still more hated than Pow was.
You were very much except for that one little child. Everybody hates you.
Love my super fan. Love my super fan that the Amazon keeps trying to steal.
Yeah, she does. Amazon likes all the kids. She likes all the fans.
I get one fan. Leave them.
One fan for the angel. Okay, so Dissension is coming up very shortly. Do you and the evil now? See, I'm a mild-mannered commentator and ring announcer, so I have no idea what's going on at CSW. See, I mix them.
SCW.
I'm old. SCW Dissension is coming up very soon. And then there's a quick turnaround. Are you aware of this turnaround? Because I have just recently found out about this turnaround.
No one tells me anything.
And I don't. Coming up in a few weeks. And then on September 3rd, Labor Day weekend, apparently SCW is working at a school.
You don't want me around children corrupting them.
I swear to God, you know what? I can't make this shit up.
This will have to be a conversation.
Labor Day Perseverance is the title of the chapter of SCW, and it is at the Herscher Elementary School in Herscher, Illinois. And there it is, September 3rd. I don't
where is Herscher, Illinois?
I'm assuming south.
Listen, I think that is the place that Pretty in Pink and Ferris Bueller happened.
No, that was Naperville Central.
No, what was the name of it? Shermer?
Shermer in Illinois.
Well, I think maybe Shermer is Herscher, and I think maybe Chris Hughes and all of the film people are there. Maybe I'll get Molly Ringwald.
You mean John Hughes?
I do mean John Hughes. Thank you very much for that save.
He might not be there.
I don't think he'll be there, but
yeah,
still, it's fun to dream.
He'd have a long way to go.
Perhaps Kelly LeBrock will be there. See, Red, you would like to meet Kelly LeBrock.
Not really.
What?
Damn.
You didn't see Weird Science?
Yeah, but remember, the 80s,
look like
the 80s, how you looked in the 80s and how you look in 2022 are two different people.
That's fair. That's fair. I remember how I looked in the 80s and how I look now. It's not good.
In the 80s, I had hair.
And you will have to speak to Aaron about Dissension, because that's no one has said anything to us about whose ass we get to kick at Dissension yet.
I don't get. You know what? I said that I don't get information at SCW. I don't get a lot of information anywhere. Come to think of it, so I have no idea what's going on. All
I know is we will wait for Terry to give us the word on whose ass we're gonna kick. I mean, but you can definitely talk to Aaron about that when he gets home in a few minutes.
We got a lot of questions for Aaron Xavier when he arrives. We're very focused on Dreamwave.
But Steve, if you do want to know, I will be getting my title belt back there, just so you know.
Well, listen, what you and the Amazon have going is got nothing to do with me. I find both of you outstanding, and that'll be a hell of a match to call. I'll be very excited to be a part of that situation. Let's talk a little bit about now. Rion is still driving. It looks like Rion's on the highway. Don't know where he's going. His pancakes are ice cold now, so it makes very little difference at this point.
Call the microwave.
I do have a microwave. That's fair. Let's talk a little bit about what do I want to talk about now?
Let's talk about this rotten to the core thing you guys got going on.
Red, is it time to talk about CSW? Red doesn't like to talk about CSW.
I don't have a problem with CSW.
We're going to come back to SCW and all the fun stuff, but we'll go with that stuff. We'll get that out of the way.
Cactus, do you mind if we talk about CSW? I mean, you know what? Before we talk about CSW, let's talk about the knockouts. Let's talk about this Saturday in Homewood.
Okay.
Chicago knockouts. You got a bruise on your arm. You've been practicing. Give the kids the skinny on what happens this Saturday night in Homewood, Illinois. 2 miles, not even 2 miles, 2 blocks from my house.
Go take a walk, Steve.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm supposed to go to Dreamwave.
First of all, yeah, I guess that's why you're not going. You aren't going to be the mouthpiece of Chicago
Listen,
Knockouts.
I have not been approached to do anything. If you say, Steve, come do commentary, then I will pay the Swinky my
That's
ticket.
not up to me. I connected you with the right person.
I have not heard from these people. I am available.
Okay.
I want to do it. I'm going to put my skates on. I'm going to come in that roller rink and kick your ass.
Let Steve learn it before he commentates on it. Believe me.
You have been ducking me since Fish Fry Mania, Cactus Rack. You want no part of this. I got roller skates. I'm ready for you. I'm going to put a bruise on your other arm.
No, you're not.
Oh, yeah. But nobody wants to.
No, you're not. Do you know who I am?
I know who you are. I've been talking
you know
about
who I am?
For a calendar year.
You've been talking about me since before you even knew me.
That's fair. I have been propagating your legacy. Now I'm going to eliminate it.
No, you're not.
Nobody invited
You think just
me.
because we're commentary partners, I won't beat the ever-loving shit out of you?
You'll try.
I got first dibs.
Many
I got dibs.
Okay, I'll leave some for you.
I am going to put those skates on and I will fight you in your own world.
Steve, stop, because this line keeps getting longer and longer.
I know. Everybody wants to.
And I really don't want to hear how you broke your ass bone.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I got plenty of petty.
Steve, you are embarrassing yourself.
I am not embarrassing myself.
You're embarrassing
I was not
yourself.
given a call by anybody to do anything at the knockouts. I was waiting.
Okay. I will refer back. Anyways, back to what needs to be said.
Better grease your wheels. You better grease them.
Lock it up. Lock it up.
Why would I grease my wheels? You know what? You grease your wheels, Steve. You go ahead. Grease your wheels.
Every night.
Get them all greased up. Okay, I'm not even going to tell you why that's a bad idea. You just go ahead and keep doing it. Anyways, as I'm trying to say, this Saturday, August 20th, doors open at 7:30 at the Homewood Auditorium attached to the Village Hall in Homewood, Illinois. It is the Horrific Haunters versus the Punk Rock Punishers. It is the second bout of the 2022 season, and we have a lot of surprises in store for you. We have been working our asses off these last couple of months since our first bout. We are ready to show Homewood what we're all about. And don't forget that Hazel will be there on the concession stand. She is saving up for an iPad, so please bring cash to put in her tip jar.
I'm going to donate to Hazel's iPad fund. I will donate generously. Here's the thing about this.
Okay.
If you've ever been to Homewood, where the Village Hall is very fortuitous for a lovely evening of entertainment.
That's true.
You roll into Homewood, roll in at 6 o'clock. There are many fine eating establishments within walking distance of the venue. The Fifth Quarter, the Tin Ceiling. If you've never had a Tin Ceiling hamburger, go have one. It's delicious. There are places to go. There's a martini bar. There's a wine tasting place. There is a sushi restaurant. You can, in the span of a block, you can sample the goods of the world, fill yourself up with delightful food, but save some room for Hazel's concessions. Then wander over to the Village Hall and watch the roller derby. And then when you're done with the roller derby, there are bars aplenty.
When you're done with the roller derby, our after party is being held at Rabid Brewing, which is also in Homewood on Halsted behind the Home Depot, which is owned by the Ileana Derby Dame's own Your Mom.
There you go.
They will also be vending beer at the bout. We will also have Mr. Bizarro Tamales from Blue Island as well.
Red, come to Homewood. Come with me. Oh, wait, you can't.
Punch him, Red. Just punch him.
Where are you going to be, Red? I can't hear Red. Red, your mic's off.
You pissed him off.
Now, I hear you. Where are you going to be, Red?
I'm going to be at Dreamwave.
Dreamwave. So
you said you were going to be there, so you can't talk shit.
Well, listen, I'll tell you this. I have committed to the Chicago Knockouts, but I have not received a call from the Knockouts. So I bought a ticket for Dreamwave, and I told the Swink, I said, Swink, if the Knockouts come a calling, I'll give you the ticket money. I got to go to the Knockouts because I'm committed. But the Knockouts never came a calling because the Knockouts are afraid because of what happened at the Fish Fry.
Swinky's gonna be there. Yay!
Winky and Turtle are coming. We were all coming.
Hey,
I thought you were supposed to say that.
Oops, sorry. That's my fault. That's on me. That's on me. I'll call a timeout on myself. Mr. Nowrot is going to be there with the Swink. And you know what? The Swink is a very, very particular ticket buyer. Doesn't buy tickets to just about anything. So if he bought a ticket to Dreamwave to go to Dreamwave, there must be something to Dreamwave.
Dreamwave
Once again,
special.
I met Aaron.
I
met Aaron at Dreamwave.
Ooh,
Is
so
that where you met?
it's an origin story.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, blind drunk at an anniversary show.
And now they have
Which one was that? The one where I was with Ali or Marche? Pick one. You know.
That was the one Gargano Russell Brubaker at. But I don't know which one that was. All I know is me, Tanya, Marianne, and did a lot of day drinking.
You know what? I vaguely remember that. No, because I remember
I vaguely
showing up with I call them the ladies of Dreamwave. And at some point, like they were show started, the first match started and they were already like 7 matches in. Like you know.
It's a good time. It's a great time down there.
So, you know, Dreamwave did not call to enlist any kind of commentary services, which, you know, I look at that card and we'll talk about that card when Aaron gets here. There are a lot of people on that card that I am very familiar with, and I've been calling matches for 8 years. Red, why didn't they call me?
Because they have their own commentary team.
Because they got Tyler.
I'm the best.
But they've got their own team.
They've been.
You know, you got to understand, you know, when Dreamwave left, you know, I did commentary. Tyler did commentary.
Steve, I'll be right back.
Derek St. Holmes did commentary.
It's hurtful, Red. That's hurtful.
It's not hurtful. It's just true. You know,
it's hurtful, Red.
You can't expect a phone call if they've already got their own team, you know.
I know those wrestlers better than anybody.
You know, no, not the Dreamwave guys.
That scramble match, those men in that's my, except for one man, I've been calling their matches almost a decade.
And their commentary team have been calling them since they've been at Dreamwave.
It's a fair point. All right, Red.
So, I mean, I understand.
I will accept your disrespect here. It's valid.
You know, like I said, Dreamwave is it's unexplainable, really. But if you try to sum it up, first of all, for me, it's the fans.
This is in Peru, Illinois, correct?
So Peru, yes, but Peru is right next to LaSalle. Where
you cross the street, you're in Peru.
Right. So, but it's the fans, dude. It's
a whole new level.
So I worked LaSalle before Dreamwave. I worked at other companies. And I don't know if it's because they don't get a lot of good wrestling down there. But so the other companies I worked, we had decent crowds. We had very good crowds. But when I got to Dreamwave, it was nothing like it. Like, I've seen people stand an entire show and they've got a seat, but they don't want to sit. Like, people are up. People are geeked from the moment the ring announcer hits the ring. People are geeked. People are ready.
I could have done that too.
They've got their own ring announcer.
I could have done that too.
They've got their own. They've got
I
their
could
own
have taken
staff.
tickets, Red. I take tickets now. I could have done that too.
They've got their own staff to do that too.
Come on.
Steve, it's like
I could
Steve,
clean
but
the
the
toilets.
thing is,
I
the
could
thing
clean the
there,
toilets.
you don't want to do that.
I just
But
wanted to-
down there, everybody, the people they have working there, and I'm sure Brett can comment to this, and Aaron can definitely comment to this on fans. They all know each other. So the guys working security are probably the guys they went to high school with. Everybody knows Adam Bonds down in LaSalle. I mean, I became really good friends with Adam. I mean, everybody, I mean, Jay's mom, I think, collected tickets for the longest time. I don't know if she still will be, but Jay's mom was collecting tickets. The bartenders at the bar, the father and one son worked the top bar, the other son worked the bottom bar. Everybody just knows everybody.
Let me ask you this, Angel. It's about 25 after 8. Is Aaron ducking us?
No, he's on his way home. He just called me.
This is very annoying.
Well, what happens when you have a shoot job, and of course, the day you have something planned is when shit hits the fan.
That's good for some of the people, but not good for me.
You want your insults already? We'll send them your way.
I know there'll be Pashki's mentioned, that's for sure.
No, we don't want to start a fight on the internet again.
No, we don't. There was a fight. That's true. Here's my take on Dreamwave before Aaron gets here. Now LWF was the only indie wrestling that I was aware of. When I was growing up, it was WWE or WWF at the time. It was WCW. It was what we were watching, ECW, what we were watching on TV. I ventured to LWF on a night to watch their show. That was my first experience with independent wrestling. I didn't know about it. I mean, I knew it was there, but I never saw it. So when I saw that, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then I went to PCW and, so on and so forth. Working at Crash Tested Wrestling the first time around, when we were working at the church, it was great. I was loving it. It was fantastic. I enjoyed every moment we had at that church. But then the evil genius became the GM of Crash Tested Wrestling, and he started bringing in Dreamwave guys. And that was my first experience with Dreamwave. I had never heard of it, but then I saw guys like Hades, guys like Brubaker, guys like CJ Esparza. All these guys showed up, and then all of a sudden, we were graced with the presence of Vic Capri, and we had the match. It was the last match of Tony Rican's career against the Ice Pick. Then I became aware of the legacy that was Dreamwave, and I was like, my God, why didn't I go to those shows when I had the chance? Red, having worked at Dreamwave, what are your thoughts?
Dude, the locker room for me was the best.
You guys had no shortage of talent whatsoever.
Oh, dude.
As a matter of fact, right now, everybody that, Hades, I mean, what can you say about Hades that hasn't already been said? Brubaker, I mean, my God.
Yeah, but, and I take nothing away from anybody that's ever stepped into a Dreamwave ring. But you're missing one person, Ali.
Well, Ali's got a few bigger fish to fry these days.
Yeah, he does. So Jay Rep just did a interview on another podcast, and I actually took time to listen to it.
There are other podcasts other than us?
Yes, of course.
I know, I'm just kidding.
But he said, unfortunately, Ali will not be able to make this show, so that kind of sucks.
But he'd be there if he could. He'd dance.
When we came back in 2019, he nobody knew he was coming. So when he came in the building and he went out, oh my God, the building damn near shook to the ground. So it was like, wow. But for me, it was the fans, and then it was the locker room. because I could stay in the locker room and between the promos we cut or just hanging out, talking shit, or uh, again, think about it, like you said, Vic Capri, uh, a veteran in this business, Steve Vaz, um,
Both
Austin
are going to be
Roberts,
a Dreamwave this weekend.
Austin Roberts. I mean, you had all of these guys' brains who you can pick, you know, if you just took the time and sat there and listened, you know, and it was a giant family, you know, like Angel said. And then the crazy part is everybody, once the show was over, I won't say everybody because I have to exclude myself. Everybody would go to the after parties and everybody would party. I wouldn't party because I drove by myself. So I would always have that fear of one too many, try to drive home and I don't make it back home. So I would go in, I would have one beverage, say hey to everybody, you know, then I'd leave. But, you know, to hear the next day or the next weekend, if somebody worked and stayed for the after party, what I missed, you know, then I'd be pissed, you know. I was there one night though. I will admit. I hope he doesn't get mad.
Uh-oh.
And
I've been down this road before.
somebody,
This is where we lose
played.
viewers.
Somebody played, and I don't even know the name of the song. I just know how it. I feel so good. I feel so nice. And we know who got on top of a bar, took his shirt off. It started, and it was like, is this really happening in a bar? Like right now? Like, I guess so. Okay. Never mind. I you know, I'm like, that's why I'm gonna have one beverage and I'm gonna go. All right, okay. Y'all get a little bit too loose down here for me. You know, I'm like that wolf on them Tex Avery cartoons. I guess I gotta get back to the city.
That is the greatest reference that has ever happened on this show. That's amazing.
So yeah, so it's the fans, it's the locker room. Lastly, but it's the stories that they told. Uh, the minds of the creative team of Dreamwave. Oh my God, they told excellent stories, and they saw them all the way through, whether they got a hiccup or not. And I know somebody is gonna say, "Well, what about the superstars they brought in?" Dude, every month Dreamwave brought in a superstar, which was lovely. But I think the people of LaSalle were more interested in us than they were the superstars. And I take away nobody that has, you know, that has earned that title of former WWE, WCW, ECW, whatever. But I think the people, because we were one of them, because guess what? You knew next month if you had Ric Flair on the show, well, guess what? You know next month Ric Flair isn't going to be there. But you know Hades is going to be there. You know Marche Rocket is going to be there. You know Aaron Xavier is going to be there. You know Red is going to be. You knew we were going to be there. And I think that's why, again, it goes back to the fans. But the stories, and I've showed you the Ron Simmons promo that I helped put together.
That was a fantastic promo. Just so you know, Rion Skills is about 2 minutes away. I've been following his progress this entire time. I'm going to step away for a moment and reheat his plate of pancakes. I'll be right back.
That's Steve for you. But Dreamwave is special. So if I wasn't at Dreamwave, there's no other shows this weekend. I would be with you, Cactus Rack, just
Thank you.
so I could see
Thank you.
you and Megatron and see all the beautiful ladies beat each other up. And let me go back to the question that Steve asked both of y'all earlier. I do not believe y'all get enough credit. So that's me. I don't
Thank
believe
you.
women get enough respect. And I think a lot of people still have that old boy mentality that, you know, it's a man's world, you know, no matter what you do, you know, and it's like, I personally don't think it's fair. Like I've seen Angel, I've been hit by Angel. So I know what she's capable of. And honestly, I've never seen Angel have a bad match ever. Now I'm sure you've had one. I just probably haven't seen it. I'm sure Cactus will do her due diligence Saturday, and you know she'll come home with some more bruises. You know, somebody's blood on her and somebody's teeth in her pocket, but you know,
Teeth are highly likely.
I just don't. I just don't think women, you guys get enough credit.
Nope.
And especially here in Illinois, there's a shortage of women. You know, there's women that, oh, and I think it goes both ways, but I think it's worse on the women's end because they're women that play wrestler. And then there are women that take this shit seriously. And, you know,
go back through the crash tested annals and watch Renee and Angel have the rivalry that lasted almost a calendar year.
Dude, I don't have to. I stepped in the middle of it.
I know.
Like big dummy.
Remember that Dominion shit where Angel got beat up on the bleachers?
But I wasn't there for Dominion.
That was some crazy shit.
Oh, our ref was not happy with us that time.
When I showed up, you know, it was like, I think the best match for me, or at least fun, was Angel and Renee inside the cage. And the cage did not want to cooperate that night. Like I know there was a spot and the door was supposed to, and the door was like, I don't feel like it.
That cage was on its last leg of life.
Very last, but it was like, and I couldn't understand, like, why is not this the main event?
Oh, that show, no.
But
because
I'm saying
the real
that was
on skills.
That was Aaron's career versus career match. Hell no.
Well, I get it in a sense, but to put that cage up, like, you know, so intermission was supposed to be 10 minutes and we wound up going like 25 because the cage wouldn't act right, you know.
Well, no, but I think Paige was there and that one got people all riled up.
Thank you. Where would I be without you?
I mean, yeah, but to turn around and then after your match to have to turn it down. Okay, so one left and then one came.
Oh, there she is. I'm like, Cactus, where the hell?
I got
is here.
I got kicked out.
Dude, they live in the same house and they're in different rooms.
She stole my headphones, so I couldn't really use those.
And here I was just talking about how you're ducking me.
Well, I'm getting a little bit of an echo because she's standing right next to me on the same app.
It's marital bliss. We love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Xavier has finally joined the show. Aaron Xavier, great to see you. Flipping me off. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. And Rand has just joined us.
Who said it was you that I was flipping off?
I know who you flip off. I know the bird when it's headed my way.
And it's never you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
Red loves us. Red had a very nice story about us.
It was you saved Red's life. I bet you didn't know that. It's true. You missed the story. You missed a lot.
But to be fair, I don't remember what I did yesterday, so I could have.
So Red was just talking about Dreamwave. Red, go ahead, continue, and bring Aaron in because this is perfect.
No, just I mentioned at the top of the show, Aaron, how there was one night, and I pretty much had decided to kill myself. It was a fact. And it was going to be that night after the show. Which is crazy. I showed up to get a payday to kill myself in retrospect. But anyway, you came up to me and you noticed I wasn't me. And you and your wife, you said, you need a hug, Red. And she said, I think Red needs, and both of y'all like hugged me. And for me, like that changed how I felt afterwards. And you guys won't understand how grateful I am because I got to still see my grandkids. I got to still be here for my family. And, fuck storylines or whatever. You guys are always family to me.
Yeah.
Because that night, and it wasn't nothing to boast or brag, hey, I'm going to kill myself. And, but I can say it now publicly that you two saved my life that night. And I thank you.
I appreciate it. I was like, I appreciate you saying all that. It's like I don't necessarily feel I should, it should be something we needed to be thanked for. It's like all it was is, Red, you've been a friend of ours for God as long as I can remember. And it's with any friend. If I notice something's not right, I'm gonna come say something. It's when you know somebody as well as we know each other, you can just sort of tell, hey, this guy's off tonight. And it can be just as simple as coming over, like all we did was come and give you a hug. And I had no idea what was really going on, but it was really just us, hey, we're here, let's see if we can make them feel good for a few seconds. You know what I mean? That's all it was.
Well, I appreciate it. Now that the crying part is over with, my feelings I said on Dreamwave, I rank them as, for me, it's the fans, it's then the locker room, and then it's the creative component that goes with the storylines. To me, that makes Dreamwave special.
It's like I've been blessed over my entire career to be in some really cool locker rooms over the years, but I've made no secret anytime I've talked about this that Dreamwave was by far my favorite place I've ever been in. I mean, and you nailed it right on. The fans were like nothing else. The city of LaSalle, it's like we were all family. I mean, to at one point, and I know you'll agree with this, Red, we could have signed Waylon up to run for legitimate mayor and he would have won.
Yes.
He would have won. I mean, the fans there, LaSalle is not a big area, but when you take a small area like that and you're putting on a product that is bringing 300 people in, plus every single month, and not even just on the back of, a card like what Warrior Wrestling puts together. They bring in, the one guy here and there, but it was, the fans were unlike anything I've ever seen before on at an indie level. And then like what Red's talked about, especially in those, when I first joined Dreamwave, that locker room was just straight up family. I mean, it was, and maybe it had something to do with J-Rep's, crazy early call times back then. Do you remember that? Those 3 people used to think I was nuts for wanting people there at like 4:30. We used to have to be there at like 2:30, 3 o'clock at Dreamwave.
Yes, and that was before the matches after the meeting.
We had to do all the meeting and all that stuff, and then they do tryout matches, and that take another 45 minutes, and we had to sit there and be the crowd for the tryout matches, and it really created like a family out of that locker room. And it's like everybody, there was none of this just walk through, quick shake of the hand, and that was it. It was all hugs and how's the family and this, that, and the other. It was like something I've never experienced anywhere else, and I'm so happy to be a part of the show coming up this Saturday.
It's going to be a hell of a show. The card is stacked with some of the finest products that the area has ever seen that came down from, came from Dreamwave. While we were talking about Dreamwave before you got here, Aaron, I was talking about not being able to go to Peru or LaSalle to see it when it was at its heyday, but being at Crash Tested Wrestling, working all those months in the church, and then when you became GM, we started to get the Dreamwave guys.
Well, and a lot of that was the guys I brought in were guys that I met for the first time at Dreamwave. My first interactions with Brubaker and Zero Gravity and Hades was all Dreamwave.
And that's what I was saying. That's my testament to Dreamwave as it is, because Crash Tested Wrestling, when the Dreamwave guys started to come, leveled up. I mean, not that it wasn't great as it was great. I mean, I was thrilled to be a part of it. From the moment I walked into the church to the moment we walked into the Robert Murphy Rec Center in Markham. But when the Dreamwave guys came in, the Zero Gravities and the Brubakers, and Brubaker became champion, and we started seeing an influx. And then we had the Tony Rican versus Vic Capri match. It changed what Crash Tested was and gave us a look at what Crash Tested could be before the Bischoff and that final morning after show, and then everything stopped.
Yeah.
But the role that it was on, because of not solely because of, but in large part to what you were doing with the Dreamwave guys, really changed the way that show was looked at, and people really caught on to it. And that's when I first became aware of it, because I'm like, my God, how have I never seen Brubaker? How have I never seen all these, these people, the Zero Gravity, just doing amazing things?
It's not even just that. I mean,
and even you as being the Dreamwave guy, your shoot promo that no one will ever forget. I mean, that was Crash Tested CM Punk moment.
Well, it's like, I mean, even Red, my first interactions with Red was the night I had my tryout at Dreamwave. It's, that's when I first met Red. It's like, so I have so much, but it wasn't just those Dreamwave guys, as you called them, that I brought in. It was, taking those guys and putting them with the existing talent we had. It's like, yeah, it can be real easy to take those guys and just have them wrestle each other every single night. But, at a certain time, you have to start mixing them in. That's why, we had, Brubaker in there, but for a while he was feuding with BOW. You have to use those guys to help establish the other guys as well. But I mean, you mentioned the guys that I brought in. People forget. I mean, you look at the guys that came through Dreamwave, and not on a one-off, that are sitting on TV right now. I mean, Tommaso Ciampa, he was there a bunch. I mean, Gargano's not on TV now. He was there a lot.
The Wall.
Lindsay
Dorado. And let's not forget all our boys, Ali. I mean, Ali, people don't know this. When I first started at Dreamwave, Ali was the booker. Ali was the one who, stamped off and said, okay, let's give him a shot. So, I mean, you look through, the roster of guys that are on TV right now, and there's more than two hands worth that spent legitimate time at Dreamwave. And I mean, it goes out to, the eye of Jay Repsol. I mean, some of the guys that came in, I had heard of, but not really heard of. You know what I mean? I had heard their name mentioned before, but never really knew about them. I mean, he was bringing in Alexander Hammerstone before I even really knew who the hell that guy was. And now he's outside of AEW and WWE, he might be the biggest star in the country. I mean, it's crazy. It's like Jay Repsol, he had a great eye for talent. He knew his product, he knew his crowd. And I'm like I said, I was a part of the reunion show they did a couple years ago. And then the pandemic hit, and he's coming back again. And like I told him from the very beginning, anytime it's going to be Dreamwave, I'm just a phone call away.
So talk to us a little bit about the card that's happening this Saturday night, Dreamwave. And then we're going to talk a little bit about SCW Dissension and, what you've been doing. We talked a little bit with Angel about that, but kind of bring us up to speed. I mean, you're a Dreamwave guy. Talk to us about the card.
Oh, crowning the new Dreamwave champion. That's the match. I want to see that match big time. And you know me, I like booking. When I was booking, I booked matches that me as a fan wanted to see. And I mean, you look at the talent in that match. I mean, you got Brubaker, you got Acid. I mean, Acid, he wrestled.
Wait, Red?
Huh?
Say it, Red. Come on. Come on.
Acid! It's Acid!
But I mean, it's like Acid, he was done. And then he had a couple matches. He worked with Paulie Tomaselli. And he hadn't wrestled in years, and he was still better than 99% of the show.
Saw that for real.
Crazy.
Saw that for real.
It's like, and then you throw in Vic Capri, and then it's like, and the wild card to me is Hartenbauer, because I remember when they had Hartenbauer buried under that mask when he was still a rookie, and now you look at the things he's doing at AAW, and he's the Zawa heavyweight champion. That dude has taken this little opportunity he was given in his hometown promotion and just turned it into something big for himself.
Red, how many people are having heart attacks because of Marche on Saturday?
In this match,
I mean, minus the 5 of them, and maybe a fan at the bar, maybe getting stupid.
yeah, probably. He's just one chop away.
One chop.
Hey, I don't know about Red. I don't know about you, but I am praying to God we get to see Eric Cannon freestyle battle Max Caster this weekend.
Dude, I think that could steal the show. So I said earlier, Jay did a podcast and I took a listen. So he did say that Max Caster would rap, but to hear Cannon's retort, that's going to be the money. That's going to be the money.
Anyone that spent any time in a locker room with Eric Cannon knows how quick he is on his feet when he's thinking. It's like, I really hope there's a retort there in front of the crowd.
I personally want to see Super Intense back together. We have not seen Austin Roberts in a ring in a while. So I know when he gets pissed, he gets pissed. Being he was one of my trainers, and I do not miss his boot in my face. But to go against the 4-star heroes who haven't tagged
In a long time.
ever. So you're putting 4 guys who haven't been teams together. I'm
Plus,
wondering.
very different styles of wrestling.
Well, let's also not forget that Matt Nix and Castro were trained by who?
The BOZ brother.
BOZ.
BOZ is going to be there.
There's
BOZ
so many
is working
underlying
2 nights in a
storylines
row.
with that.
The Boz is working 2 nights in a row. He's like, that's a busy weekend for the Boz.
You think we can get a Knight Wagner appearance to be Mini Boz?
I'm just saying, the Boz working 2 nights. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Hey, I just don't want to, as long as I ain't going through no tables, I'm good.
You'll be fine.
It's like, yeah, the card is absolutely stacked with a lot
Coyotes
of
are Christian Rose and his Coyotes are going to be at Dreamwave.
And Christian Rose is in the match to decide, crown a new champion. Those damn Coyotes are on the card as well. I think, are they wrestling the Beck family?
They are.
That's the problem.
I am the biggest Coyote mark you know.
The Becks, like Waylon.
Is Waylon wrestling with a beer in his hand? Please tell me I'll have a beer in his hand.
I think Waylon always has a beer in his hand, but I think I've been beaten up by every single member of the Beck family, with the exception of Mason in a Dreamwave ring.
You're lucky.
And to tell you the truth, I'm glad I have not been beaten up by Mason Beck.
Don't sell the Coyotes short. Berna, Hopkins, and Deshane, they'll hold their own against anybody.
We're not selling them short.
I'm just speaking from experience. The amount of times I had to call into work, not on a Sunday, but on a Monday, because of what I went through with Dixie and Bobby and Wayman and Mason.
when you have to deal with the Becks, understand you can have a one-on-one match and understand that if it don't look like it's going their way, all of that damn family coming out and they all gonna kill you. And then you just got to try to pick up the pieces. You know, how many times did the security have to carry said person to the back? Because you just went through the entire Beck family. Like, no, thank you.
So this Saturday night, go ahead, Aaron. I'm sorry.
They're all big boys. They all hit hard. I mean, and it's like Waylon Beck. Waylon Beck is one of the most talented guys I've ever been in the ring with. I mean, such a different style from the other members of the Beck family. It's like, I remember I brought him into Dreamwave and he had the match with John Hudson. It's like, Waylon Beck is, like I said, one of the most talented wrestlers I've ever been in the ring with. And as brief a period of time as it was, unless I'm just going to shoot straight, the man beat me in under 2 minutes without ever setting his damn beer down. So I'm just.
So I mean, it's going to be a stacked card this Saturday afternoon. It is an afternoon show, ladies and gentlemen. So I mean, just in case you got something else to do, like unfortunately I do.
What time does the show start, Red?
2 p.m. gates, 3 o'clock bell time. It is at Lou Grotto's. And okay, so the address ain't. Oh, yes, it is. The address is.
I had no idea it was an afternoon show, Red. I am so glad you brought that up.
Guess I'll be at the after party only.
Oh man, I would have been showing up right as gates open.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So it is 3001 5th Street in Peru, Illinois. Again, Peru is just one step over from LaSalle. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you ain't got your tickets for the show, I don't know what you waiting.
Dude, this is going to be one of the best indie shows you will ever see. It's like Dreamwave shows. A bad Dreamwave show is better than 98% of everyone else's show.
I'm not going to lie. That's probably true. We've given Dreamwave a lot of love, despite the fact that I don't get to work for Dreamwave. So,
a promotion you don't get to work for. Aw.
Agreed.
Don't be like that. Don't be like that. I fed you.
You did.
So,
More
plus, because Steve, if you took on Dreamwave, then it's another promotion you have to drop. So math.
I'll go with that. That's fair. But I might keep a Dreamwave. I mean, that's rarefied air. If you get a shot to work at Dreamwave, you don't retire. You just keep going. That's what Dreamwave is. But it's going to be this Saturday. It's going to be amazing. Red and Aaron and Angel will be at Dreamwave. It will be amazing. And if you don't make
I might just be at the after party.
And if you don't make it to Peru, go to Homewood. Cactus Rack is going to be in live action as the Chicago Knockouts doing their thing at the Homewood. What do we call that thing now?
It's an auditorium.
It was the Village Hall when I was a kid. That's when I played basketball. That's a long time ago. The auditorium, if I ever get a call from the Knockouts, I might be there. Otherwise, I have my ticket for Dreamwave. So I gotta figure out.
I mean, I thought that you weren't coming as a commentator this time. You were coming to finish the fight.
I was coming to finish the fight.
But see, I feel no, Steve. I feel like you're now looking for a way out.
I am not looking for a way out.
Because you're scared. Because you're scared.
I have a ticket. I have a ticket, a golden ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I could.
So you're not going to come to support me after all the times I have come to support you.
That's fair.
You'll be there next month.
Oh, she just
right
on my.
All the times I have dropped in.
It is
all
not
the times I have dropped in to save your butt on commentary.
That's fair, also. So
when you've had to run off,
we'll see. I've got my Dreamwave ticket because that's the hottest ticket in town. but the Knockouts might call me and say, come to Homewood. So I got to wait and see what happens. At this point, I'm static. I don't know what's going to happen, but you should go to one of those places wherever you're going to go. Aaron Xavier, SCW Dissension is coming in a few weeks. You have had problems. We were talking with Angel earlier about the fact that you really don't give a shit about SCW or POW. You care about who messes with Evil Gainsnievel. And it just so happens that POW more egregiously messed with your situation than did SCW. So although you're not wearing the red jersey and flying the banner, you still want to kick POW's ass.
Well, it's real simple. I mean, there's the old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And that's all it is. It's like the bottom line is, for about a year, I was perfectly content with me, John, and Angel doing our own thing. They left me alone.
Everybody in Shabans.
We left everyone. Then we left POW alone. They left us alone.
You made housewives hate you.
They didn't hate me. They just
Children
hated
and
us.
farm animals did not like you.
They hated us in public because their husbands were watching. Let's be honest.
That's actually very good. That's actually right. That really happened.
Well, me and John are singularly responsible for the childbirth spike in Shabans. Singularly responsible.
I can't commentate that may or may not be true, but it's
100% true.
There are some people
I
that
got the stats myself from Biden, so I know they're true.
Some people have 7 kids. They now have 8, maybe because of you.
So look, it's real simple. It's like, look, I was fine. We were doing our own thing. And then they decided to poke their nose into stuff. And hey, I'm not gonna say anything. I got suckered in a little bit, got a little too big for my britches. Didn't see it coming. JPH decided to kick my wife in the face. Scott Spade dropped her on her head. Well, it's not so much SCW and POW to me. It's you drop my wife on your head. I mean, that's any husband's gonna do something about that.
Fair.
It's so. What did I tell JPH? I mean, I went to POW because he wouldn't show up to work with me in SCW.
He's a fighting child.
And then his big thing was, oh, I won the match. Okay.
His face didn't win that night.
I'm fairly certain I never said I was coming for a wrestling match. I said I was coming to beat him up.
I got to beat him up.
So then he finally does. We get him in the ring, and this is where I have my little bit of issue with Mr. C-Red over here.
Oh.
Tell him to go find a partner. And who's he go find, Red? Who's he go find?
So let me say this.
Oh, shit.
Just like you just said, we ain't got no dog in this fight. It's about money. So JPH put the money up, said, I need a tag partner. Can we use her? We ain't got no dog in this fight.
Is JPH a member of the ARC?
It was very nostalgic seeing her tap out and lose to Angel for the umpteenth time.
I have seen that before. That's true.
I'm just saying,
just
Money
like
talks.
the funny part.
Whoa, the funny part.
We all
The funny part. The funny part.
We all
got a drink?
coexisted.
Aaron knows. Right.
I ain't got
Cactus, why aren't you drinking?
Because I can't open this with one hand. Hold on.
So we all coexisted.
Innovation.
In the locker room, we all coexisted. SCW guys over there, and Evil Gainsnievel here, and ARC over here. We all coexisted. My whole thing is, and I'm like you. Until they directly come after me, and they came after me, and I got my pound of flesh, and I'm good. But to this day, I still ask, and you can speak on this because you spoke on it before. Again, where was Hunter, and everybody else? It's an entire locker room, and I get jumped by POW guys. And what happened?
You got jumped by a midget.
Yeah, you got jumped by a midget. You should have been able to defend yourself.
Hey, I wasn't looking for it to be.
You got jumped by Willow.
You got jumped by the only guy in wrestling shorter than you.
You got jumped by an Ewok. You fucked up Return of the Jedi is what you did.
You know, but outside of that, nobody came and said, "Hey, you okay?"
I said, "Hey, you're okay," but I don't matter.
You know, so
I said it.
I said, "Okay." Well,
I need to get something out here for everybody to hear. This is very important. Angel owns Renee. Period.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
You can't say that stuff in 2022 there, Steve.
Well,
Oh yeah, we're gonna get canceled.
That's not no. I'm talking about match wise.
You've been trying to get us canceled all night.
You want.
Steve, you are now canceled.
That was coming a long time ago.
He been saying stuff all night to get us canceled.
All right, we'll get canceled.
I was like, look, Brad, I get it. It's a business.
With that one.
If there's anyone that understands a business move, it's me. I get it. I understand it.
So
I call the match.
It's like we handled the JPH thing. JPH thing is handled. So what did I do? JPH wasn't the only one. I showed my ass up to Pal the other night. It's like Scott Spade and Max Holiday came in, beat the crap out of Scott Spade, blasted that V5 faux fun looking motherfucker he brings out to the ring with him.
That's the greatest description of Tiny I've ever heard.
I have a very long memory and a lot of free time. And you know, Scott Spade thinks that's the last time I'm gonna get my hands on him.
Did you at any point assault Chris Hedford, POW? What do they call that? Pow. Did you assault Chris Hedford?
No, I did not, because he didn't show his face until after me and Max left.
Well, did you assault him the night we invaded? Did you get in on that one?
No, I left him alone. Oh no, I did. I held the chair down over his neck.
I knew you would.
That was before. That was even before any of this, though. That was just, you know, a well-slipped extra payday, and you know, like Red said, it's a business.
And we're ruthless.
That's ruthless business, that's for sure.
But it's like, you know, enough about all that. It's like I'm worried about Dissension coming up, because after Dissension comes WrestleTopia, and I've got nothing going on yet.
You're incorrect. You're incorrect, and I hate to. I would never presume to correct the evil genius, but prior to WrestleTopia, SCW is at Herscher Elementary School for Labor Day Perseverance. It's real. There it is.
I didn't say SCW wasn't doing anything. I said I'm worried about Dissension, because after that, for me, is WrestleTopia.
I'm sorry, that's my fault.
Words have meaning, Steve.
That's on me.
I told Steve not to let us buy children because we'll corrupt them.
It's like, so I'm worried about that. Now, Red's talking about this business thing. I see the business of his boy. He's you know, this ladder match is looking awfully interesting to me. Guaranteed shot whenever you want at the world title. I'm kind of, your boy already qualified.
WrestleTopia. Miles.
Like, maybe I'm gonna have to make a call to Mr. TA, see if I can't get in on this nonsense.
Aaron and Xavier, let me ask you this question about Miles Mercer. Do you remember back in the day when you were the greatest general manager in the history of this sport, and you gave Miles Mercer, who didn't deserve any opportunity, the opportunity to work the pre-show? Do you remember those days?
Had nothing to do with that. What I did with Miles Mercer was save him from bad booking from an overzealous wallet.
Yes.
Miles Mercer people, when I was still partners with Deron Banks and Money, Power, Respect.
NPR.
We worked with Mercer and his partner before. And Mercer he could do everything. From a wrestling standpoint, he was solid. But he kept being fed gimmick after gimmick after gimmick that weren't him. So when me and Red were putting together the original ARC, not the watered down ARC you see today, the original ARC.
Oh, shit.
Red, Renee Van Peebles, you know, the group that actually got shit done.
Superheroes on the back of his poster. Oh, shit. Oh, man.
Well, I will say this. The ones in the poster were OG ARC, so I can't talk about the poster. because those were the OG members. And what I was saying,
watered down.
It's, hey, I saw they added somebody at some point.
Well, they got about 16 people now, I think. There's Jackson P. Larkin. There's D'Angelo Steele. I mean, you name it.
There is exactly 6 members of the ARC.
You got many people on a retainer.
6.
Rion is ARC.
Actually, now we're back up to 6.
I'm talking about the original 6.
Well, I know you're talking about the original 6, but I felt we needed to go back. So we're
to 6.
Now, I will say, I was a big proponent of the ARC when Rion and Willie were there too.
Oh, of course.
It's like, I'm pretty sure it's like, who's the general manager at that time?
Listen, I don't want to interrupt, but I want to show you something that was posted on social media today that I will talk about very shortly. Can you see that?
No.
I did.
I saw it.
Can you see that? Can you feel it?
It says Iam ready to wrestle again.
I can feel it.
Who's Iam?
Iam. Whoever Iam is ready to wrestle again.
I can't wait
I think it's going to happen at Crash Tested Wrestling.
I cannot wait for. I'm too damn old for this shit.
Right.
Can we just book him with Joey Roth and just tell him to do nothing but potatoes?
I would very much enjoy that. Let's talk about that for a minute. We've got the return of Willie DeBomb Richardson. Listen,
he ain't booked nowhere yet.
Well, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to everything. Here's why this is important. Why this post that I just showed you is important. I have become a fortune teller. I am now clairvoyant. I can see the future.
Not your fat ass over here.
Here's why. Shut up, Angel. Don't. Once upon a time on this show, we can roll it back. I said, everybody wants to see the morning after come back. This past Sunday, the morning after came back to rave reviews and many views. Everybody said Steve was crazy. Steve wasn't crazy. Steve knew. Willie DeBomb is ready to wrestle again. He is one half of the Crash Tested Wrestling Tag Team Champions with Rion Skills. So I'm just saying, I knew that the morning after was going to come back. And I know that the ARC is tag team.
Are you done putting yourself over so I can finish my story?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to, that was how I was going to open the show, but Rion was driving. So I wanted
to, like I was saying, so when me and Red were putting this thing together, we had watched Mercer. He was put with all these from just the generic tag team gimmick to the dumbass Michael Jackson music that he hated. So when we brought him in, and this is a shoot, this isn't like working. It's like I sat Mercer down. He's like, so what's? Mercer asked me, what's my role in all this? And I said, look, with me, Red, John, this is your chance to just develop who you want to be. And yeah, he had a bunch of the pre-show things, but did he whine and bitch and complain about it? No, he turned it into a damn gimmick. King of the pre-show, which is now morphed into what, Red?
A whole fucking show.
And he's champion of how many different places now?
3, 4.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the dude is wildly talented. It's like people don't know this. Him at SCW. We needed a guy to work with me and John. Who was the first name I threw out to Hunter Payne, Red?
Miles.
Because I know he can get the damn job done. All I told Mercer was come in, it's guaranteed one night, but if you do your job, it'll lead to more. He has not been on a show ever since.
Old boy's double booked most of the time.
Oh, Ryan, good news. We scared that Damien guy away.
That's fair. Angel brings up a great point. Damian Saint was supposed to come on to the show for me to ask him 3 questions. And when I said, how you think you're going to invade Aaron Xavier and Angel's show, and Angel responded and Aaron Xavier responded, Damian Saint suddenly had a case of the sniffles.
Hey, I had 3 questions for him though.
Well, listen, I'm going to give you the opportunity for those 3 questions on August 6th on the Power Hour. I will send you the link.
August next year?
September 6th. September 6th. Sorry, we're in August. September. In a few weeks on September 6th.
My 3 questions are real easy.
Don't ask him now.
No, I'm asking him right now because he needs to think about his responses.
Okay, go ahead.
Who the fuck are you? Why should I care? And again, who the fuck are you?
Oh, Damian Satan.
It's like, look, I don't know who dude is, but he thought he was going to jump on my show?
He did.
Thought I'd jump on my show.
I did not do that.
Steve was trying to set that poor boy up for failure.
Well, Damian Satan has done some egregious things at Rocket.
No. And then I decided to look this dude up a little bit.
Oh shit!
And then he's what's his Facebook thing say? Archangel of something. No, there's only one angel in wrestling. Down there.
We know the angel.
It's Angel, not the Angel.
Sorry, we know Angel.
The Steve.
Well, I could market that. Jamie Salmons gave me some very good Power Hour T-shirt ideas that I am seriously considering.
I've got plenty of T-shirt ideas for you, buddy. I got plenty of them.
Don't say potchkis.
Oh, I already said it. You just didn't hear it.
What is a potchki? Do you mean punchkis?
Potchki, whatever. I'm working so hard and I still get the fat jokes.
No, you know what, Steve? And this, like I said, not told you this to your face. I know I crack jokes at you all the time. But you have put in more work than 99% of any of the boys do.
I got some guns. I'm coming for Hudson. I'm coming for Hudson.
Like 2 of 2015 Steves could fit into your suit.
that might actually.
2022 Steves, 2 of them could fit into 2015 Steve's suit.
Nah, see, don't be charming. Don't be charming now after you've insulted me.
Listen here, you beanbag with arms.
See, beanbag with arms. That's my favorite. Actually, of all the insults, I mean, it's bad enough when at Punchki Day, he says, "Happy birthday, Steve," every year. For the last 6 years, every year. My birthday's in June, but
his birthday is Fat Tuesday.
But I love that you say
always Fat Tuesday.
I love that you say that. Then he gets 25 responses that say "Happy birthday, Steve."
He does every year. 25 people think my birthday's in like when is that?
February, March, whenever.
Yeah, it's around Easter because people are starving themselves at that point.
I'll post about it every year and everyone will respond. I didn't know it was your birthday.
I get at least 25 people messaging me. I didn't know it was your birthday. It's not. It's a big fat joke that's been going on for 8 years. God bless America. Anyways, that's neither here nor there.
It's hilarious. You know it's hilarious.
Stop laughing. It's not funny. It is not funny. You know, you're playing a switch. You think
for anyone that does not know.
Now we're got Ryan Matthews. Now we got it.
The reason this whole thing started is my inaugural appearance on any of Steve's show just happened to be on Fat Tuesday.
It's a fair point.
So just putting this out.
Here we go.
I'm going to put this out.
Go ahead, put it out.
I read all the posts.
Did you read all?
I knew long before Damian Saint started talking as far as what was going to take place. Because I remember I was going to be on Last Man Talking as the first host. And the first thing that took place, he was like, no, Aaron Xavier needs to be the first host. So I knew long ago not to fuck with the Evil Genius. Leave that be. I'm going to go back to playing Switch, which is why I haven't said shit. Because I know where my place is. So I'm going to go on back on this shit right here. You have fun with the rest of it.
Like, Steve, you know I'm always here to do any show you need me to fill in on. You just make sure you smarten these dudes up like Damian, whatever, Demento or whatever.
Yes. You know what? Aside from Marche Rocket, Aaron Xavier has appeared on these shows more than any other human, and Angel is a close second.
How are we behind Marche when we've known you longer?
Marche has been on the show like 14 times. I'm not lying. I went back in the archives and I'm like, I can't believe he's come on this show. The man's an NWA superstar. Why is he wasting his time on this show?
Because he's a publicity whore.
But I'll tell you what, Marche Rocket gives me the greatest compliment that anybody's ever given me in this business.
You didn't die when I chopped you?
Well, I did almost. Part of me died when he chopped me. He calls me his personal Jim Ross. That's the greatest compliment I've ever gotten in this business, and I'll take that to my grave when I'm dead. That
Steve, I loved having you as my play-by-play guy. I mean, don't get me wrong, you were like my third choice, but you were great.
Fourth choice.
I can count 3.
No, well, you wanted Billy Whack too. I would want Billy Whack.
No. I made the joke that if I brought it back, I was going to bring Billy Whack in instead of you.
That's my dream. I want to work with Billy Whack so bad.
I thought we were bringing Tony Schiavone.
It was Tony Schiavone and Tyler Bowles were my first 2 choices.
Listen, I'm not doing Dreamwave. I know that. I put it out there that nobody knows the people in that main event for the title more than I do, but I'll let your guys do it. That's fine.
Red, make sure you protect Tyler on Saturday because
I'm coming for Tyler. Tyler, I don't know who you are, but I'm coming for you.
The fact
that Tyler's not announcing for a TV wrestling company is a damn crime.
Very true.
I mean, he's way better than Josh Matthews. Ryan, tell us what you think of Josh Matthews.
Oh, the commentary equivalent of sticking your nuts in a deep fryer.
Listen, I'm Josh. I can do Josh Matthews better than Josh Matthews does for him.
I remember Tyler when he was still, he was training to be a wrestler. And, just transitioned to doing podium interviews at Dreamwave. And to see what that dude's done, he did the Dreamwave stuff, and now he's AAW's guy. I mean, he's severe. He's super talented.
I joke, and the people that are going to do Dreamwave are going to be amazing. I mean, there's nothing about Dreamwave that isn't amazing, from the commentary to the people that are selling the hot dogs. I'm just joking because I'm jealous that I don't get to be there.
It's like, it's going to be cool. You get to see your first Dreamwave show.
Well,
really sad I have to miss it now. I
haven't gotten any verbal confirmation from the knockouts. If the knockouts come a call and I have
to drop that ball.
I did not drop the ball. I'm waiting.
You're scared.
Look,
scared.
No, I got this.
You're scared.
I'm waiting. Listen.
You're scared.
I got Dreamwave.
Okay.
And roller derby question mark.
Which one's listed on top, though?
Look at all those excuses.
Which one's listed on top?
Look at all those excuses.
Well, Steve, honestly, you could do both.
You could if you really
Well, that would mean he would have to survive the after party long enough to make it to roller derby.
That's
and you know how LaSalle after parties are.
I've already talked about the after parties. And
Red was not there, Ryan.
I'm going to be the guy that gets up there and takes off his shirt at the end.
Red.
Steve barely survived drinking wine with us one night. I don't know what he would do at a LaSalle after party.
Aaron, Xavier, Angel, me, and Casey Dillon. I almost died.
Red, you should have been there the night of Coco Beware in the after party.
What?
Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Marche had to keep me safe because Coco Beware was prowling the bar.
Well, it's like you attract a certain amount of. I mean, Teddy Long. I seem to remember Teddy Long.
Teddy Long loved me. Hey, Teddy Long. If I was not,
we don't say that name either on this show.
That's right. Red doesn't like Teddy
Long. What the fuck did you guys do?
Teddy Long.
We don't say that name.
I was in the room during the promo where Teddy Long was inappropriate. I was like, I can't believe this is happening right now.
No,
Xavier. That was the best part. Aaron's right there.
I'm the one who wrote the segment.
Coco Beware was prowling the bar.
Oh yeah, Coco Beware was like the Terminator, but instead of like focusing in on John Connor, he was like, white girl.
and Marche was like, you are gonna hang out with me right now.
I'm getting canceled. Anyway.
Marche was my adopted husband / boyfriend that night.
Well, the reason why we don't say that other name on this show is because, Aaron, you were there the night that he was at Crash Tested, and the match where Machine came out with, the potato sack over the head with the nails in it and with the big machete.
The Scarecrow match.
Yeah, but he, remember in the back at the end, after the match, he said, I was doing too much. I'm taking away from the match. and I'm like, there's a 300-pound guy with a fucking machete. I'm C-Red and all, but I ain't got no goddamn machete. What the fuck?
You should have had a sawed-off shotgun like Kenny Omega had.
No, I should
at the Superdome.
But it was like, dude, what do you want me to do? You just want me to stand there? I'm getting him over. He's the face. He's the scary guy. So guess what? I'm helping get over that he's scary and I'm scared. I'm fucking running away and screaming.
I look at it like this. It's like, look, I respect everything that man's done. He's been around forever. He's been everywhere. But I was also taught, if the person right or handing you the envelope is happy with what you did, then you did your job.
Well, and trust me, that's how I felt. He said what he said, and I was like, fuck him. And at the end of the night, you paid me.
I thought it was great.
Life went on.
It's funny.
But my thing was, don't treat me like I'm
Virgil.
2 years, I'm too, dude, don't even talk about Virgil. He is on hard times right now. He is sick. I think he has cancer. Like, he is in a bad situation, dude.
Sorry, Virgil.
I just found that
Where's
out
Ted
last night.
DiBiase to help the boy?
So
Jesus Christ, how many things are you? Jesus.
That's not. I'm just asking.
First, Angel owns Renee. Now you're calling Virgil boy.
True.
Every week.
Jesus Christ.
Every fucking week.
When did David Duke take over the damn show?
For fuck's sake. Nobody that watches this show knows who David Duke is.
I
am not him.
I do.
That is shut up, Red. That's blasphemy. All right. We are gonna go quickly over the CSW Rotten to the Core because we're about to end this thing. Because we are about to enter hour 3.
You did this to yourself.
I did this.
No, this is hour 2. We started at 7:30 tonight.
I know, but we're past 9:30, and we're gonna pass 9:30 heading into hour 3. And we only did this because Aaron Xavier is worth the wait. All right, so this Friday night in Franklin Park, CSW presents Rotten to the Core. We got a lot going on. I have nothing to do with it, but we got a lot going on. Cypher. I don't. I'm like I said, here is CSW. Here's Steve, like right here, like this little corner. That's me.
Focus.
Cypher and Heather Reckless versus the Dope Kings. CJ Esparza and Brubaker versus BXB, Marston and Boucher. Triple threat tag team action. C-Red, your thoughts?
Dope Kings. The Dope Kings. Shit.
Here's the thing about the Filth Kings.
The Dope Kings.
Cypher is our favorite monster, and Heather Reckless has fucked up his shit for months. And nobody likes BXB, the Black and Brave kids, because they pissed off the GM. Not that matters that much, but they've bucked the establishment, so they're going to get their ass kicked. At CSW, the Dope Kings tend to right a lot of wrongs accidentally. They don't seek out to be the Avengers, but they end up being the Avengers. So I think the Dope Kings kick Black and Brave's ass and liberate Cypher from the control of the evil champion lady. Those are my thoughts on that match.
Look, I don't know Heather. I don't know Cypher all that well. I don't know either of the Black and Brave kids, but what I do know is I've been in the ring with Brubaker and I've been in the ring with CJ Esparza. And I know both of them can go. Both of them hit hard, and I just have a hard time picking anyone over.
And they've got gold. So they're the champs until somebody takes the championship titles off of them. It's been well documented over the years that I am a big fan of the scramble match. Every month, we have scramble matches. Every month, there's a scramble match. And I love them, which is why I make them.
What? So you can make something happen.
Chris Miller versus the Gatekeeper, Adam Stallion, versus the Dreambreaker, Aaron Stone, versus the Evil Sierra versus Cody James on a path of redemption. My God.
Sierra.
James.
I'm taking Sierra.
I will go with Cody James because he's big and he's the one I hate the least.
I'm going to go with Sierra, going to beat that ass like it owed her money.
Cactus Rack, your thoughts?
I already said Sierra.
You must have
Hands
frozen.
down.
I did not hear that. Okay, so we got 2 votes
Yep,
for
it's Sierra.
1 vote for Cody. C-Red, what was your vote?
I already said Cody.
Okay, Cody, what's your vote?
Cody.
I like to think Cody's going to win that match because he is trying so hard to become better than he was, and he's getting there.
Oh, screw that. Cody's
Oh,
still
bullshit.
the same asshole he always was.
Yeah, the road
Listen,
to
Cody
heaven.
James stunned me at Northland, so I shouldn't be happy about it.
You probably
Yeah, and
deserve it.
the road to heaven's paved with good intentions, please.
That is a fair point. My God, Angel just gets that knowledge. It's amazing. All right, next up. Hang on, I got to change wardrobe for this.
Oh, gee, you old, you
Put up the
can't
new
see.
glasses.
Hold on.
It's better than the shoes.
Oops.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm not even looking.
I'm not drunk enough.
You can start calling everyone
Somehow or another,
lady.
he looks like both a fat version of Heisenberg and a more cancerous version of Heisenberg all at once.
That is unprecedented. Okay. Jax Johnson and Ryan Matthews take on the reunited for one night only Bruise Brothers. And for one night, I get to be a Bruise Brother.
Just say no.
Ryan Matthews and his guy.
Steve Boz, Kimmy Zilla, the Bruise Brothers versus Jax and Ryan Matthews. Your thoughts?
I want big smiley guy and the other dude who once came in to do Battle Royal for CSW or CTW to only beat up Steve Boz and win the match.
We have 1 vote for Matthews and Jax. Red.
Bruise Brothers.
Of course.
Angel.
I'm going to go with the 2 kids because they're younger and they're probably more flexible because they're younger.
Cactus Rack.
That sounded
I'm
dirty.
going with the Bruise Brothers because that is the name of the co-ed roller derby team out of Lombard.
And Rian.
Bruce Brothers.
We have a lot of votes.
Rion, you can excuse yourself now. I was having a good time with you until that.
Aaron and Xavier just called you out.
I know who I want to win. I just know how that's going to end.
All right, the Bruise Brothers.
I know who I want to win.
The Bruise Brothers, Steve Boz, TJ Steele, one night only. I get to introduce them. I've got my fedora. I've got my glasses. I am ready.
Why don't you get
Also,
this excited for us?
I'm doing my job, miss.
Damn.
That's all I can do.
Damn.
That's all I can do. Also in attendance, we've got Acid Jazz, A Jizzle, C Red Sun versus Solomon Tupu, the Dragon of the Pacific. There's no way Jazz can win this match. No,
Oh, Jazz going to smack the shit out of that dude like he's a trick.
there is no way Jazz is going to walk into Franklin Park and win this match. And I love Jazz, even though Jazz won't friend me on social media. Even after I presented him to the Hall of Fame, he still won't friend me. I don't know what I got to do.
Oh, it's Acid Jazz
That was a
all
great
day
speech.
long.
Jazz.
What?
Acid Jazz all day long.
Jazz going to beat that ass like it owed him money.
Red?
No, I'm going with Jazz. Swiss Miss Baby does wonders.
Miss.
I was gonna say that cocoa hurts like a motherfucker.
Cactus Rack.
I am not informed enough to make a decision.
And just
Leon
agree with
Skills,
me.
who has now left the show and is sitting on the couch. After I fed him, he's playing Switch, sitting on the couch, living life. His
We
best-
going with
Do you
Jazz
want
won.
Jazz or Solomon Tupu?
Jazz.
Rion Skills picks Jazz from the couch. We have Big Mood, which is Jack Moody, Mr. Infinity, and Mateo Valentine with their partner, the Ice Pick, Vic Capri, taking on the Polish Rock, the most electrifying man in all of Poland, Mario Pardua, his tag team partner, the Bombshell, Shelley, and the dad bod demigod, Joey Mayberry. Thoughts?
Big Capri and
Big
yeah,
Moody.
them other people.
Vic Capri on his.
I'm trying to process dad bod demigod. When did Jared Priest have a kid? What did I miss?
any match with Vic Capri versus whoever, I'm picking Vic Capri. So.
Dude,
I'm gonna take Vic.
Everyone that knows me knows my history with Vic Capri. Dude is amazing. So if he's involved, I'm picking with him. But on top of that, everyone also knows how big of a fan of Jack Moody I've always been. And
the Cigar Lounge. No one will ever forget the Cigar Lounge.
Dude, the Cigar Lounge was a great segment. Shut up. But
I loved it. Spiders are gigantic.
And their other partner, what's his name again?
Mateo Valentine.
Mateo Valentine. That's right. I have never worked with Mateo, but I've seen his work, and I keep asking to work with him.
Mateo Valentine is one of the best kept secrets in this business.
It's like I've asked no less than 4 promoters to, hey, try to book Mateo Valentine so I can work with him.
He doesn't like me, but I like him, and he is a fantastic performer.
I might be able to help you with that, Aaron. I might be able to help you with that.
Cactus Rack's betrothed, and
we are not betrothed.
You're betrothed.
In his mind.
You are betrothed like a motherfucker.
Every show I've ever been on with him, I will watch his match because I know I'm going to be entertained.
I'm going to go with Vic Capri turns on his tag team and beats all 5 of them up.
That may very well happen. He may beat up everybody in the match. All right, that's that match. Marche Rocket, C-Red's other son, takes on Conan Lycan, who just spent a little bit time on AEW Dark doing big things. Conan Lycan's a big dude, got a lot of upside. Marche Rocket is the franchise. What are your thoughts?
All day.
Aaron?
There's only 2 people who have hit me harder than Marche Rocket in the entire time I've spent in the wrestling business. And it's Marche. It's all day.
Angel?
Marche.
Cactus Rack?
All day.
Rion Skills? All right. Not a lot of love for Conan Lycan, but Lycan will give Marche everything he has, even though I don't like him as a black and brave guy. That should be a hell of a match. We have the heavyweight championship on the line. Axel Rico, the mayor of Puerto Rico, taking on Joey Jet Avalon for the CSW title.
Joey.
C-Red votes for Joey. Aaron Xavier.
I'm going to go with Axel Rico.
God, in a perfect world, that would be great because
Axel Rico is like another one of those dudes that I see constantly, and every time I see him, I'm impressed. And I can't quite say the same for Mr. Sierra.
Wow. Oh my God.
I'm going to go with
I hope
Joe.
somebody memes that. I hope somebody memes that. I hope that is taken out of context and just.
Oh, it's going to be. It's me. So somebody, somehow or another, this is me burying Joey Avalon, which is not, dude's awesome.
That's beautiful. Angel, are we looking for Avalon?
I'm gonna say Avalon, but Sierra's gonna do 85% of the work for him.
That may very well be true. Cactus Rack, your thoughts?
I was texting Andy to let him know that Aaron wants to work Mateo, so I don't really know what's happening.
Priorities, Steve. Priorities.
Cactus Rack is working with Hot Rod Daddy Andy, and
I'm working with him.
I'm trying to kayfabe it. Whatever you need, Cactus.
Well, you're not betrothed, so you must be working with him.
We are in a relationship, but he hasn't put in the work, so he's not getting the credit of betrothed.
Oh shit!
Good job, Steve. Way to put the horse in front. Way to put the cart in front of the horse.
I had no idea that was happening. I thought it was bliss there. I did not know there was. Never mind. Rion, what is next?
No, if he hasn't asked, why am I gonna say that he has?
I'll say it again if you ask me.
Say it again.
No comment.
No comment. All right, moving on. In a special attraction match, we have Iniestra versus WWE legend and the spitter of many an apple,
I wouldn't say
Carlito.
I wouldn't say legend, but you know,
He got a paycheck.
you got to check. You know,
Everybody likes Carlito. Carlito's buff now and shit.
Look, I'll start with this one, and this is an easy one for me. Carlito is one of the only two people who have ever hit me harder than Marche Rocket did.
I was at
All
that
you gotta
match.
do is look up one of the Dreamwave show that I worked him in a 6-man tag. Dude hit me so hard my soul left my goddamn body.
Can Dan Lawrence come out with him with the really creepy mustache again?
Look, Carlito, you can say whatever you want about that dude.
where is
It is in his blood. Dude is extremely talented. And look, and Esther or whatever his name is or whatever, look, he's good. I've seen him work. But it's just it's a different level. It's like watching Clayton Kershaw pitch to one of these Little League World Series kids.
It's not the way Kershaw's good.
Tonight on AEW Dark, Axel Rico and Victor Iniestra are taking on Bear Country. So if you haven't watched it on YouTube yet, check it out. It's going to be great.
I'm sure I can spare the 3 minutes they'll get.
All right. And another match that I saved for last because I just can't wait to hear Angel expound upon it. Eric Schultz, attorney scumbag, takes on resident superheroine Sky Blue.
Oh, this is an easy one.
No, Steve's salty with me because I told him he's protecting Shelly, Heather, and Sky from me because I have like 3 inches in height on them.
It's fair. So, Red,
Sky.
Sky Blue or Eric Schultz?
Just told you, Sky. Stop talking, Sky.
Aaron Xavier.
Sky Blue, 100 times over Sky Blue.
Cactus Rack.
Sky Blue. I will interfere myself to stop Schultz from winning.
The Angel.
So I'm going to go with, here's how I see it. Sky should win just based on skill level alone. I have a feeling Shelly's going to get involved and cost her that match.
That's a fair assessment.
Because
Skills.
women scorn and women hatred, man, that'll jack up your record.
Rion Skills picks Eric Schultz, the attorney at law. All right.
You just don't want to get sued.
I don't want to get sued.
Now, are we done with the CSW stuff? Because I still got something to say here.
I am ready for you to say it.
All I want to do, and I don't know if he's going to see it or not, is I want to say hello to my brother down in Florida, John Hudson, who's been absolutely crushing it in Orlando.
Come back.
Absolutely crushing it down there. Florida heavyweight champion. Where did Fat Heisenberg go?
I don't know. Get pancakes.
Hold on. Let me sit in real quick. All right.
Oh, we're doing a standing switch?
I guess so. I don't know what. I guess he had a bathroom break or something. So I'll be him. Hold on a second.
Oh, dear Lord.
This is kind of what I do here.
How does he look like Heisenberg and you look like a Black Pilgrim?
Yeah, well, take it for what it is. If it makes sense, so we can figure this out accordingly.
Every time I see that headshot, it just looks like a Mormon kid knocking on my door to tell me the good news.
It's one of the best things I think I've seen. There were so many of these. I saw like 9 of these just floating around in the curtain. I was like, that's amazing.
See, who remembers when somebody made all the headshots of Marco like that and I got blamed?
I would say keep those on because you look great.
Xavier is talking.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Aaron.
Like I was saying, I just want to point out my dude, Alpha Daddy himself, John Hudson's been absolutely crushing it down in Florida. I just want to tell him hello, and I can't wait to get him back up here with the rest of Evil Gainsnievel.
Is he ever coming back?
Probably 2024 when Captain Oatmeal is out of the office, when plane tickets.
2024?
Hey, by then, Biden will be out of the office and plane tickets won't be $1 zillion.
I wonder if Powell will have taken over SCW or SCW will have taken over Powell by then.
It depends which one pays me more money.
Wow.
But like I said, anyone who hasn't been paying attention to that dude, he has been down there just absolutely killing it.
We just saw him do great things on AEW as well. He looked fantastic, like $1 million.
Oh yeah, always did. But
All right.
That's all I wanted to say.
All right, so we are in new territory now. We are at the 2 hour and 16 minute mark. We have never gone this long before.
Because you don't have staying power like I do, Steve.
Evil Gainsnievel has taken us to the limit. So we're going to go around the squares really quick for some final thoughts. We'll start with my partner and the ebony to my ivory, C Red. Final thoughts?
Angel, Aaron, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for what you've done for me personally and professionally. Cactus Rack, I wish you the best of luck on Saturday. Steve, see you when I see you. Hey, Rian.
Rian's playing Switch in another part of my house.
I know. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed tonight. Thank you.
Aaron Xavier.
Well, for Aaron Xavier doesn't want to start. Ryan is going to say to my boy Red, I appreciate it. Anytime, Red, you need us, we're here. Just reach out. You know that. It's like even earlier before the story you told it, man. It's like we spent like 2.5 hours on the phone when you were going through some rough stuff before. We're always here for you, brother. Now, as Aaron Xavier, get your ass out to Dreamwave this Saturday night, because despite what the advertisements say, the real main event is me. Yes, I will be in action. And no, I won't tell you what I'm doing yet.
The intrigue awaits you in Peru/LaSalle. And we move to the Angel. Or Angel, whichever.
I know, Ryan. It's how I feel too when Steve talks about things.
Oh, I got one more. Steve, get a front row ticket and lean over the railing so I can knee you in the head Saturday.
Listen, if the Chicago Knockouts do not call me, I will be there and I will be in the front row and I will lean my face and I'll be waiting for your knee.
Spanky buys first class. Well, Steve, I'll see you at the after party at Dreamwave, because I will be at class all day. But just so we all know, I'm coming to get my women's title back. I'm going to beat some ass on the way doing it. And I fear no man or woman. So JPH, you want to get in the ring, you're more than welcome to. Renee, Amazon, hell, Geriatric Pow, come on down.
Angel doing angel things. Angel, will there be wine at the after party?
No. It's LaSalle.
What will there be?
Tequila and Busch Light.
Tequila, Busch, maybe a Natty Ice.
I'm a big whiskey.
If I can find Dan Lawrence, it'll be Malort and Busch Light.
Tonight.
No, you stay away from the Malort.
Tonight, this show has been brought to you by this.
The cheap bottle of scotch from Sam's Club. Good job.
Well, we're all on a budget. I don't get paid for this. Every Tuesday we do it.
Hey, and Angel, before you say anything, you talk about, no, I wasn't the one in trouble with the Malort. Justice Jones isn't booked Saturday, so we're not going to be chasing anybody through the streets of LaSalle on Malort.
Who?
Justice Jones.
Who?
Don't worry about it.
Have I never told this story?
Who?
No, have I never never told this story on air?
I haven't heard that name in a month of Sundays. Where the hell?
Oh my God. Have I legitimately never told this story?
Are you going to tell a story right now as we're rapping?
Yes, I am. So Dreamwave did a Christmas party, and Jay Repsol rented us a party buses to go from bar to bar to bar to bar.
Oh, 10 o'clock.
Do you remember this one?
I heard this story.
So before the whole thing starts, we do dinner. They do a catered dinner at the Knights of Columbus for us. So we all are full of food. We get on the bus to go to the first bar, which is no more than 2 miles from the venue. In the time it took us to get those 2 miles, myself, Justice Jones, and Dan Lawrence had burned through 2/5 of Malort. By the time we left the first venue, which was about an hour, we're going out to the bus. Justice Jones is doing the wobbly toddler walk. Me and Dan look at each other. It's like, hey, we got to get this dude on the bus. So we go over and Justice Jones does this. He looks up, sees us coming to get him, and takes off running like a 3-year-old down the fucking alleyway away from the bus. So myself, Dan Lawrence, have to now circle around and pin this big motherfucker in the alleyway and force him onto the bus.
Didn't Foxy help you too?
Foxy helped us get him out of the bus at Carrie's house.
Oh my God.
So we get him, we literally detour from going to the second bar to get him to where we're staying, the Greenway mom's house, get him put to bed. We go on to the second bar, we get back, come to find out Justice Jones is so drunk, he mistaken Carrie's closet for the bathroom, and then proceeded to come lay back in her bed instead of on the couch where he was, and vomit up 2 fists of a Lord all over her new comforter set.
She should have killed him.
Welcome to LaSalle. We were an hour and a half into the fucking night.
Oh my God. And then he talked to John Cena and it all unraveled from there. Justice Jones, wherever you are, we miss you. Cactus Rack, your final thoughts.
My final thoughts. Thank you, Aaron and Angel, for being on the show. It's been a delight to actually get to speak to you and not just watch you wrestle. C Red, I love you, and I'm glad you're still here. Rian, I cannot wait to see you at my bout on Saturday. Steve,
Rian's nodding.
Stop keeping me up past my bedtime. My bedtime's 8:30.
This is not my fault.
When can we get Steve on roller skates?
Oh, you missed that conversation.
He's supposed to be on skates on Saturday, and now he's trying to get out of it by going to Dreamwave.
When can Steve
If
I get to be there?
If you don't come to my bout, Steve, I'll never speak to you again.
Where were you at the fish fry?
Sick.
What is this fucking fish
Steve,
fry?
You want to
Fish Fry Mania 1. I had my tights on. I was ready to go. I had my boots laced up, and you no-showed.
Steve,
and now you're gonna call me out?
You mean like you did my birthday? You want to throw stones about not showing
I told people many times that I probably wouldn't make that. Don't do that to me.
Steve,
I love you, and you know it.
Oh yeah, you can't make a 1 o'clock event. You got something at 7.
Do you have kids? Oh, you do have kids. That's not a fair.
Your kids are self-sufficient.
They are not self-sufficient. You are not. You don't know. Anyway.
okay, well, I have to tuck my kid in, Steve. So
I was the reason you made that fucking shitty post on social media. It was me.
No, not you.
Jesus Christ. Man,
Go tuck your kids in.
Find out on this podcast. All right. Rian, any final thoughts?
I gotta go to work, man. I gotta work until 9 a.m.
That's not my fault. I didn't tell you to go to Hobart.
If Rian doesn't get his 11 hours of sleep, he's gonna be a
Hobart and change his
motherfucker.
track.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Power Hour. Thanks to Aaron, Xavier, and the Angel for being great guests. Thanks to Cactus Rack for being well enough to be a part of this show. Thanks to C Red for doing it later than normal, even though he's got to go to work tomorrow. Thanks to Rian for driving all the way here and letting us watch him drive. Thanks to Ryan Matthews for this. And we will see you next week when our guests are Youth Gone Wild. On behalf of the Urban Sensation, Rian Skills, and Cactus Rack, I'm Steve. For Aaron, Xavier, and Angel, we say good night for now. And we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Power Hour. It may never air. Good night, everybody.